Do you ever have sleepless nights, wondering what is your purpose in life? What is the meaning of all of this? What what are you here for? Do you ever have those thoughts? Well, not me. I know exactly what's going on. It's Boxing Talk with Rafi, episode 79. Where's the music? Bring the music in. Yeah, it's Boxing Talk with Rafi. We don't have self-doubt. We know the purpose. We know the purpose of this thing. We're here to talk boxing and more on Boxing Talk with Rafi. What episode are we on? 79. Episode 79. But it's the 100th edition. Because when you add it all up, all of the live shows, comes up to a grand total exceeding 100. But I missed the 100. So we had to get it. We had to get it. We had to do it. We had to do the 100. It's a milestone. Even though we've gone past the 100, it don't matter. Gone past the 100, but it doesn't matter. Hold on a second. Why am I being so rude? Why am I being so rude? Let me drop the link in the chat immediately from the get-go. Got to give the people, got to feed the people. Got to feed the people with, you know, it's not just bread and water. We got to feed the people with some poetry. You got to provoke the mind. It's 100. It's the 100th episode of Boxing Talk with Rafi. Damn. We've gone past the 100. We've gone 29% past the 100, but it don't matter. These milestones are very important. Who'd have thought? Seemed just like yesterday. Let's give you some face. It seemed like it was just yesterday. It seemed like it was just yesterday when this thing kicked this thing off in, I think it was February, end of February. No, it wasn't. No, it was not. That's the channel kicked off in the end of February. The first live show came some months after that. So what are we talking about? Maybe about 2-3 months later. What's that? 12 weeks? Maybe 10 weeks? Yeah. So that takes us from what? February, March, April. Sometime in May. Was it sometime in May when we did the first live show? And I did the first live show. John Dealey in the building.
Good evening, Rafi.
How you doing, John?
Yeah, good.
We're 100. We're 100.
I know, yeah.
One
achievement, Rafi.
100. 100. Hey, feels good. Marla in the building. Johnny Blaze in the building. Yeah, man, we're 100. We're 100. We're 100 deep. Actually, deeper than that. We're deeper than 100, but the milestone feels great. Feels great. 100, it seemed like, when was it, May? Started the thing in May. It was just one man, one mic. People said they wanted guests. Get some guests on, Rafi. Get some guests on. And I thought, okay, you want guests? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know which way it was going to go. I mean, it was just me talking about boxing. And then people say, yeah, that's cool. But get some guests on. Get some guests on, Rafi. And I thought, okay, I don't know if that was my original concept. I can't remember what the original concept was. Talk boxing. I think I was always going to get some guests on, but I thought I was gonna take it slow, do the live shows on my own, and as time progressed, get some guests on. But the people said they wanted guests, so opened up the phone lines, opened up the lines, and started getting a little trickle of guests on, and then it became the norm. And I thought to myself, well, this is cool. Having people from all over the world, from the four corners, the flat earthers, the four corners of the earth, started getting them in, talking about the genesis of this thing. And yeah, man, the thing just kind of flourished. I remember thinking, well, hold on a second. Afterwards, I started thinking about it, and I thought, well, hold on, maybe I'm doing too many live shows. I think at one point, pretty early on, I was doing a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and a Saturday. I was doing 4 live shows per week, and I think that was still in the mainly solo thing. I think that was mainly in the solo thing, I think. Although I started having on a couple of in-house guys. Well, an in-house guy would jump on from time to time. And that was 4 live shows per week. That was crazy. That was taking time away from the videos. So I had to pull back from that, fall back from the 4 a week. I had to think a little bit more strategically. And then we got in here. Wild Soul IT up in the building. XLDBC, an affiliate of none other than, hold on, where's my uplighting? None other than the Alabama, the man from Alabama. We know who he is. We're going to be talking about him. Yeah, so pulled back, started doing more videos, 2 live shows, maybe 3 more videos. And, we're here at the milestone. It feels good. Milestones are good. John D. Lee.
Yeah, it's always good to reach them.
Oh.
I think the 200 will come around soon enough, though, Rafi.
Oh, well.
You know how time flies.
Hey, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Damn.
The 4 shows a week was a lot, though, wasn't it?
That was mad. I have no idea how I managed to get out 4 shows. Well, I do. I did. You do whatever you put your mind to, whatever you can consider. Hey, speak it, believe it, receive it. Whatever you put your mind to, you can get there. I remember we're just doing a little bit of reminiscing before we get into the show. Javon likes the little impersonation. Yeah, man, we're going to be talking. The link. Where's the link? Where the link at? The link is in the chat. Just popped it in again. Take a couple of seconds. I don't like the way it's whirling. I don't like the way that thing's whirling, like that, the buffering thing. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, you just put your mind to it. I remember when I first started this thing. Don't worry, folks. We're going to be talking about. Don't get scared. We're going to be talking. Oh, how many minutes? Okay, it's only a few minutes in. I don't want to scare anybody off. We're not going to be reminiscing the whole night through. We're not going to be reminiscing the way that thing's whirling, like the buffering thing. Whoa, let's get the volume down on this damn thing. I remember when I first started this thing. Don't worry, folks. We're going to be talking about. Don't get scared. We're going to be talking. Only a few minutes in. I don't want to scare anybody. Why was this? Why will my tab not? Let's put that on pause. Let me turn that off. What the hell? The thing won't stop. I've turned the thing off and it won't stop. Let me get the volume down on this.
Rafi's got some of that preliminary artificial intelligence.
I've got a tab, which is old. Apparently, it just can't hack it. It's only about 2 years old, but it's past it already. Damn, the thing is bunged up. And it's not functioning as it's supposed to do, but it's giving me that all-important uplighting. Yeah, so we're just reminiscing, folks. It's 100th show. It's the 100th show. We're doing a little bit of reminiscing, a few minutes of reminiscing before we get into the thing. Nicole BT is up here in the building. Good to have you, Nicole.
Rafi's got fans.
Well, I like the ladies and the ladies like me.
Nothing wrong with that, Rafi.
Oh, my. Okay, so A little bit of reminiscing. It's the 100th show, and we're gonna reminisce just a little bit before we get into the thing. Celebrating the 100th live show. I remember when I first started this thing, I was doing the damn thing on. I was filming it on the phone. I was filming it on my phone. I was doing videos, filming on a phone. I was technologically. What's the opposite of advanced? I was not on the money.
Regret.
Yes. I had done a film course, which I've spoken of before, using proper film camera, using proper editing tools, and that was however, that was like 10 years ago. And I hadn't used those skills very much at all. Only used a handheld camcorder and very basic editing, extremely basic. So the skills I had acquired were lost. But then obviously I had to start stepping the game up, moving up from the phone to the using the computer properly and screen capture, using screen capture. I'm still that way.
I really want to interrupt you there though, Rafi.
Yeah.
Everybody enjoyed those in the car outings to Morrison's.
You know something? I got to bring them back. But there's a reason.
They were fun.
Fun. Oh, absolutely. I enjoyed making them.
The driving commentary was some of the best part of the content.
I don't know if you remember that guy who was in The Old Man in the Merc, who didn't seem to know the difference between first gear and reverse. And I was at a traffic light directly behind him, and I had genuine fear. The man was
Rightly so, Rafi.
Oh, the man was wheel spinning in reverse. It was most disconcerting. Yeah, I'm gonna bring some of that driving action back. But there's a logical reason why you haven't seen any driving action. I dropped one of my phones. Fortunately, I have a few. My prime phone, I dropped it down the loo. That dropped, boom, down there. You know, it was a cleaning day, and it was full of bleach. Loo was full of bleach. Started to grab it. There was a bag of rice. I heard if you put it in rice, it can dry out. But that's water. This was bleach. Shoved it in a bag of unopened rice. Opened the bag of rice, shoved it in there. It did not work. So I had to take the SIM card out of that one, take the memory card out of my second phone, which is the one I used doing the filming with in the car. And so now that phone has 2 SIMs in, no memory card. When I treat myself to I might treat myself to another phone to replace the one that was lost in bleach. And then can stick the memory card back in the second one, and then we can get some car action going once again. It's been an amazing journey, an interesting journey, from not knowing how to do the simplest things to now coming up with moving on and progressing, and now coming up with my own thumbnails, which I've been doing for a few months. Highly rewarding, coming out with bespoke thumbnails. So, the game keeps moving on. I keep progressing. Congratulations on my 100th 100. Most appreciated. But a lot of action on the channel. We've had conflict. We've had people come, people go. We've had some expulsions. And we've had videos, live show videos documenting all of that. I think one of our favorite ones was what's it called? Toxic relationships. That's a live show you may want to go and check out at some point. Put in your favorites list. It's very entertaining. We had the time when H Money came over. And that was turned into an inflammatory affair. Although we cool now, cool with H Money. And then of course we had, what was the live show with the disciples on the front? What was the live show? Yeah, much appreciated, Javon. Much appreciated. Wild Soul, you dropped it because you heard Wilder yelling, "Bomb Squad!" Oh man, you know. And then of course this thing all became possible because I was over at TBV. Because I was over at TBV and there wasn't treating the Rafi with enough love. So Rafi, it was always the Rafi's intention to go ahead and do his own thing. But that was hastened. I could have done with a longer apprenticeship to learn all the tricks of the game. As it happened, the apprenticeship wasn't as long as I would have liked. And, you know, your boy Rafi had to get to stepping. I had to get to step in and start my own thing. It was a good kick up the ass. So the TBV, being a TBV panelist, worked well for me. It worked very, very well because it gave me a kick up the ass that I needed. I've been thinking about starting my own channel for years. Never did it. Again, over on TBV, and I'm realizing, hey, I can do this shizzle. If I can do it and I want to do it, there is no excuse not to do it. And so, you know, Warp Drive was activated, and then we started the shizzle. I started the journey, and, you know, it's been good to have people come along. Some people fall by the wayside. Some people stay on track, stay on the road. Keep your eyes on the road. Watch the road. Watch the road. Watch the road. Yeah. And that's how it goes. That's how it goes. So there's been a lot of events in the short time, the short life of Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio, Unboxing Talk with Rafi, the Philosopher's Hour. Yeah, check out the Philosopher's Hour podcasts on the channel. Quite interesting listening. And of course, we've had people come and join. John Dealey, a regular contributor. Big Boys Boxing, a regular contributor. Shout out to the Phil Walker, a regular contributor. We've had guys come through like Brooklyn Child, LDBC, man. Yeah, I haven't seen Brooklyn in a while, but it's a broad church. All denominations are welcome over here with Boxing Talk with Rafi. Broad denomination of people in the chat also. We have the LDBC in the building. And I like that because, you know, I like to chop it up with the LDBC guys. I like to chop it up with everybody. But I like the extra edge that the LDBC guys bring. Okay, we've had other contributors, people, man like AD drops in for a while. Can't forget the Beeb. Cannot forget the Beeb who likes to drop in from time to time. Always welcome. Good contributor. We've had the people like man like Red Glove Militant come in and contribute. Man like Ross Clark come in and contribute. Yeah, and many, many, many more. Okay. So what can I say? I think we've wrapped up it's the 100th. It's the 100th. I think I've wrapped up the past. John Dealey. Yeah, anything you want to add before I move on?
No, it's just been fun. I think what I've enjoyed about your shows, Rafi, is there's a platform for everybody to speak, and it isn't necessarily a I'm right and you're wrong type of platform.
Yeah. Definitely not that. Definitely.
And that's the main thing that's different. So I go on other shows from time to time.
Oh, of course.
And often there's a consensus of opinion that is there to show other people that they're in the wrong. And there's times when, you know, I've got involved with that because I think that person was in the wrong.
Right.
But it's good to have, irrespective of that, it's good to have a platform where people, for want of a better word, can be wrong, and that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because, you know, most of what we talk about is opinion at the end of the day anyway.
100.
This particular incident, the last one I got involved with, there was I'd got quite a bit of documentation to support it.
Right.
And it was getting a bit heated, which was part of why I got involved with it. But it was some of our friends from America.
Oh.
And I got the impression that because I got an English accent, they felt like they couldn't be quite as rude to me as I might have done if I was an American gentleman.
Damn, my English accent hasn't seemed to have yielded the same response.
I was surprised.
Yeah,
it doesn't always go that way.
Yeah, yeah.
And this gentleman would probably describe himself as being from the hood. But he was quite polite to me. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah.
But on your platform, I think everybody gets a sensible amount of time to put their viewpoint across.
Yeah.
And often we can agree to disagree.
Totally.
Which is great. It's like with Phil Walker, we don't often agree on a lot of things, but I enjoy talking to him because he's always got a logical way of putting himself forward.
Yeah.
And he's a nice guy, so it doesn't matter if you don't agree with him.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I think it's important. The difference over here with a lot of places is that I think one there's a certain amount of respect which is oftentimes missing, mutual respect coming from the panel to the guest. If the guest has a different opinion, there's a certain amount of respect which is given over here, which is not always the case in other places. I've been to certain, you know, before I didn't look around. I never used to look around, you know, I was so focused on doing my shizzle that I never really used to look around. I never really studied the market either. I just jumped out the gate doing what I wanted to do without studying, not trying to copy nobody, just doing what I felt right. And it was only latterly, relatively recently, that I've actually taken a look around and and what I've seen when I've looked around, I've seen a lot of rudeness, unnecessary rudeness, lack of respect. I've seen racism going in all different directions. I'm not just talking about from one sector to another sector, we're going all different directions, up, down, left, right, laterally, and just a general foul, just a certain level of foulness. You know, there's one
racism's disappointing, really, because there's so much of it more than anything.
It's in too much of abundance in certain places, in certain quarters. There's one show that I just listened to, just turned the dial and listened to. I've heard a few people mention it. Supposed to be kind of respectable. I found it relatively foul, man. It's kind of foul. I wouldn't tolerate the disrespect that they push out from one sector to another sector over here. So I think this is like a haven. This is like a haven where people can come to, and regardless of your opinion, you'll get a certain amount of respect. Yeah, I'm gonna stomp your gonads. Of course, I'm gonna stomp your gonads, but it's with no hate. It's zero hate. Yeah, it's just like a rap battle. It ain't no hate.
There's definitely no racism. I mean,
wouldn't be tolerated.
That's one thing that really doesn't happen on this particular channel.
Yeah. Wouldn't be tolerated over here. You know, you can talk and express yourself politely and even rudely sometimes. A little bit of roughly, rather. Roughly, you can be robust. Screening the fight in New Zealand will be watching tonight. Which fight? Which fight are we talking about? Oh, Jacobs versus Chavez. Undercard starting at midnight on Sky. Will you be tuning in? I will not, I'm afraid. I will not, because
I'm shocked it's been allowed to go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a bit. It's starting at 12. That's all good, but it's gonna finish at 5. It's gonna finish at 5. Rafi's work hours are slightly modified. I've opted to do a few evenings now. A couple of evenings per week. Got a couple of half days to myself, and I'm doing a couple of evenings now. So it's like I only have 2 evenings per week. 2 evenings per week when I'm actually. Oh, no. I have 2 evenings per week when I'm here, but I'm doing the show, and 2 evenings per week when I'm here, but I don't have to do a show. But I'm opting to do a show. So that's 3 shows this week and 1 evening, which will be tomorrow, where that's just totally me. Yeah. Obviously, gonna have a little tipple. It's a Saturday night. It's coming up to Christmas. Gonna have a little tipple. So I will not be staying up. I want to be fresh and productive in the morning. Got lots of things to do. It's coming up to that Christmas time now, so I can't be staying up till 5 a.m. and then losing half the next day, feeling tired. So no, I'm going to catch the replay on that, because you know the main event's going to be like 5 a.m. for us over here. It's cordial chat here. All opinions welcome. Yeah, the foulness. You go to certain places and, you know, it's like grown-ass men, you know, and they're coming out with some kind of foul-ish, saying certain things which they wouldn't say to a next man's face, you know, but they're running their mouth, flapping their gums, you know, just foul, man, just foul. And it's not shame on anybody other than themselves. They got the mic and they choose to abuse it. You know, you can use it or abuse it. They got the mic and they choose to abuse it. It's not like that over here. Yeah, everybody come with their own feeling, own opinion. Red gloved militant in the building. AOBZ in the building. Philip Carl Roberts in the building. What did Philip Carl Roberts say? It's a catch weight. I think I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a catch weight. Yeah, it's a catch weight.
No, not by choice, though.
No, not by choice, because your man there, Chavez, missed the weight. What is it? 170?
So somebody told him it was going to be fought at light heavyweight, Rafi. He thought it was right on course.
He was prepping for light heavy. Wild Soul 88 says, "Long liveth the great Deontay, the bronze bomber Wilder." Raf can't be staying up for Santa. Can't be staying up for that shizzle. Yeah, man, it's all good in the hood. Toby Bartlett, haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you over here. Okay, so we're reminiscing. We have reminisced, and I think now we're half an hour in, so yeah, we can reminisce some more another time, but I think it's time to start. Hold on, where's my manners? Let me put the link in the chat again. Okay, I think now it's time. We've done half an hour reminiscing. That's good. Plenty more we could reminisce about, but we'll do that at another time. A lot of people talking about Chavez. People want to talk about Chavez. I think we're gonna talk. Is he on the list? Another time, but I think stop that. Time to start. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Went in another window and boom. Late sound check. I think Chavez is on the menu. Hold on a second. Let me find the page. And we'll start off with Chavez. Where is he? Where is he? Is that him? Yeah, there he is. There he is. Okay, so let me give you the menu, the broad menu before we commence. We're going to start off with Chavez because he's been mentioned multiples of times. So clearly people are interested. So people are clearly interested. So let me just see what's going on here. Chavez looks in good shape for a guy who blew the weight by 5 pounds, says OBZ. Chavez is fatter than... Okay, let me start off with Chavez. Where is he? Just found him a second ago. There he is. Okay, let's bring this over here so I know what we're dealing with. Okay. Let's get that off the screen. Oh. Okay, so, matter of fact, let me share this. Okay, so, Jacobs versus Chavez Jr. moves forward. Now at 173-pound catch weight. Okay, 2 days after securing a huge victory in the courtroom, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. What's going on there? Fell prey to the toughest opponent of his career, the scale. Okay. A current scheduled non-title fight between the second-generation boxer and Brooklyn's Daniel Jacobs will now take place at the modified catch weight of 173 pounds. An agreement was reached betwixt the pair of former middleweight titleists, which includes an undisclosed settlement payable to Jacobs after it was revealed that Chavez Jr. would be unable to comply with the previously contracted limit of 168 pounds. Remember, it's now 173 pounds. That's the limit, catch weight limit. Okay, ESPN Deportes Salvador Chavez Rodriguez was the first to report the development. Both boxers have since weighed in ahead of the Thursday's formal ceremonial weigh-in for their 12-round main event bout, which takes place on Friday evening, live on the Zone from the Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, let's get to the pertinent points of this. Can't be reading all of that. Okay, so a rehydration clause. Sources on location say a rehydration clause is not in place. So there's no rehydration clause. So, you know, that Chavez going to blow up even bigger. The bout marks Jacobs' super middleweight debut. Although now technically a light heavyweight contest. Okay, so Jacobs now is contesting at super middleweight. He's up there with the likes of what's his name? Billy Joe, Andrade, and I guess Canelo's coming back down to that weight, presumably, theoretically. Okay, so of course we know that Chavez was in a lengthy legal battle with Nevada State Athletic Commission in efforts to free himself from a temporary suspension assigned by the commission. The suspension came about after Chavez Jr. evaded drug testers contracted by VADA for a random drug test. And he evaded it. Filed a request on December 20th. Okay, the commission argued it reserved the right to order a random test for any requested fight in state with Chavez Jr.'s history, which includes separate suspensions for twice testing positive for banned substances. Okay, so Chavez has come back dirty on at least a couple of occasions. Okay. Think I'm going to leave the article there and head back over to stop the sharing. Or do I stop the sharing? Do I keep on sharing? Maybe I just keep on sharing. Okay, John D. Lee. What are your thoughts on this fight or anything surrounding the fight?
I've just been trying to find. I've heard, but I don't know how true it is. That long-term abuse of Mexican meat product, whilst they're used as a cutting agent, I have heard the long-term effects can mean that you end up putting weight on. Because he is looking. I mean, the photos of him on the scale, he's looking pretty shredded, isn't he?
He is looking shredded.
Which means it's even harder. There's nothing, he's got to lose muscle.
Yeah.
To go down, which is one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering whether he had a reputation for being very big for a super middle, didn't he?
Yes.
And he had the term weight bully leveled against him at super middle. He's never really been part of VADA testing, so it just makes me suspicious that he was getting down potentially by foul means. And now it's sort of caught up with him, and it's a physical impossibility for him to get down to 168 now. He's listed on box records as light heavy.
Well, he is theoretically now.
But he's only had a couple of fights at light heavy.
Yeah.
And he hasn't really done that well there because his main thing he had going for him was a good chin, and he was bigger than everybody else. So now if he's at light heavy, he hasn't really got that going for him.
No.
He's still got a good chin. But...
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody who's failed 2 drug tests, it
wasn't one for marijuana though.
Yeah, I think one was for marijuana. But he jumped. He clearly didn't want to be tested this last time by.
Yeah, but I mean, if he'd been smoking weed, which he has got a very widespread reputation for being fond of.
Yeah.
Taking the herb.
Yeah.
Is that really going to enhance his performance in the ring?
It's not going to enhance his performance in the ring, but was it the herb? I mean, one time.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, the amount of times I've just heard people talking about often he doesn't make weight because he's just not training very hard, smoking weed and chilling out, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one that doesn't clear your system very easily, does it?
No.
It takes 4 weeks.
Yeah, it takes. Yeah. It stays in longer.
Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's why he was jumping out of windows.
Yeah, it could have just been a little herb. It could have just been a little herb, or it could have been something else.
Because he also got off. Like Nevada have relented and unbanned him, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, no. He got a restraining order against him. He got a
restraining order against VADA. But he's been in court. He's been in court with the Athletic Commission of Nevada.
Yeah.
To get his license reissued so that he could actually fight. So I'm wondering whether he's just showed them, well, look, it was just weed I didn't want to get caught for. Private test, and they've gone, all right, there's no PEDs in there, we'll let you fight.
Yeah. It's possible. It's very possible. But we don't know what was in there. It's
we definitely don't know. But
it's a possibility, you're saying.
Well, I think it's a strong possibility.
Yeah.
If it was something more sinister.
Yeah. Later, Justin. Come back later, Justin. It's a bit early. It's a bit early in the show, Justin. Come back later, bro.
Okay. If it was something more sinister, how's he going to go to court and winning court?
Well, I think what happened is he went to court and later, Justin, later. He went to court and he got a restraining order against Nevada. I don't know about VADA. I don't know about that element of the story, but Nevada Athletic State Commission. They were trying to impose Nevada rules on him, even though he wasn't fighting in Nevada. Yeah, I think he's fighting in Arizona. So, yeah, peace out, bro. Come back later. Check me later. Yeah, Justin was in the back door of YouTube. So he got a restraining order. Please cease and desist. I'm not fighting in your state. Leave me alone. That's the part I know about, the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The VADA aspect, I really don't know what arrangements he's come to with them. Don't know that part of the story, so I cannot speak on it. But as far as Nevada, the Nevada State Athletic Commission is concerned, he got a restraining order against them to leave him alone. I'm not fighting in your town, not fighting in Nevada, fighting in Arizona. Back off. And he was successful. So that much I do know. That part I can't speak on. The VADA thing I cannot speak on because I don't know about it. You know, I haven't read up on that. So yes, okay. So how do you see this fight going, John? I mean,
I'm not sure Danny can knock him out.
No.
Because the one thing he has got going for him is he's got a good chin, hasn't he?
He does. He does have a good chin. He's renowned for his chin. Chinny chin chin.
So I just think it'll be a case that as long as Danny is got his stamina back to what it should be, because it didn't look very good against Canelo.
No, it did not.
A points decision for Danny on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
There's no real difference in height and reach, but I definitely think Danny's got the quicker feet and hands.
Danny's got the quicker feet and hands. Would I agree with that? I say so. Danny's got the better feet and hands. Danny is the higher caliber opponent, fighter. Excuse me, higher caliber fighter. Chavez blows hot and cold, but he has got staying power. He does have staying power. So. I got Daniel Jacobs winning by points. I don't see Daniel Jacobs taking him out. I got Jacobs via points. John Daly, what say you?
Yep, that's what I just said.
Oh, that's what you just said. Sorry, I was distracted.
All right. It's all right. You're at the control center.
I'm at the control center. I'm navigating. I'm navigating Shizzle. Trying to keep my eyes on Shizzle all over the screen. Okay, what we got here? Oh my gosh. Putting on sense, Philip Carl Roberts right. Putting on sense makes weight. Putting on weight makes sense. Up to light heavy now. Mexican beef and Colombian sugar. Oh, that special herb diet. The hybrid parsley. Justin says, what time do you want me to come back in? Yeah, come back in towards the tail end, Justin. Come back in towards the tail end. I have a little section with you. You know, I try to accommodate everybody. I try my best. Okay, so what time is it now? 44 minutes in, unbelievably. So come back in about, what, 40 minutes? What time will that be? Yeah, come back on the midnight hour. Yeah, that's less than 40 minutes. That's like 26 minutes. Okay, yeah, come back in about 26 minutes then. Come back at midnight over here. I don't know what time it will be over there. But it's 26 minutes. It's 26 minutes everywhere. Okay. Putting on sense, special herb diet. Danny's not careful, he might get dropped. If Danny's not careful, he might get dropped. Chavez dropping Danny. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. But I don't see Danny getting dropped, although anything's possible. I see him.
Been down a few times.
He's been down a few times.
But he seems to recover well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he never seems discombobulated or rubbery legged. So, I'm not over enamored with Chavez's power. I'd have his best attribute is his chin, really.
Yeah. Danny could get dropped, but that's not how I see the fight going. That's not how I see the fight going. Okay, let's get rid of that one. That one's covered. Okay, let's get into the next topic. Where am I going to go from? Where am I going to go? Yeah, I think we're going to keep this one. I think the focus of this show is going to be on it's going to be on the fights coming up. And the next fight coming up, I think it's going to be, where is he? Let's close that window. Okay, so where are we? Yeah, Tony Harrison, Jermell Charlo. Is that this weekend?
Yep.
I think that's this weekend for sure. Okay, so next up, just covered Jacobs, Chavez. Next topic for discussion, Tony Harrison and Jermell Charlo fighting this weekend. We all know by now. We all know that Charlo is the deposed WBC super welterweight champion. And he was beat last year, around this time last year. Let me share the screen. Was beat around this time last year by Tony Harrison. Let's share this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. No. There we go. Okay. So, Tony Harrison, very heated face-to-face. The WBC welterweight champion, Tony Super Bad Harrison, and former world champion Jermell Charlo continue their war of words Thursday at the final press conference before they rematch this Saturday, December the 21st on Fox BBC Fight Night. Main event on the Fox Deportees from Toyota Arena in Ontario, California. I didn't know there was an Ontario in California yet, but I was just in Canada, but there we go. The press conference also featured heavyweight sensation F.A. Ajagba and Georgia's Lago Kilades. Okay, but we are going to be focusing on Charlo versus Harrison. Okay. I find Harrison, I didn't watch this one. I just watched the start of it. These guys are highly combustible. If you remember in the first fight, most people didn't really have Harrison winning. I thought it was going to be Charlo was going to win, and then he was going to move on to Hurd. It was Charlo was supposed to beat Harrison, and Hurd was supposed to beat J-Rock. But both underdogs won that night. Harrison beat Charlo, and J-Rock beat Hurd. So everything went topsy-turvy. A lot of people disputed who was the winner. But to me, Harrison won. It was close, but for me, Harrison outboxed Charlo. Charlo was going in looking for power, looking for the power shots, and he neglected to amass sufficient points round by round to secure the victory. If the fight went to points, and Jermell Charlo was deposed, became the deposed super welterweight champion. And now, pretty much a year later, we all recall that Harrison had allegedly had some kind of injury. Jermell Charlo says no, he was faking it. Harrison maintains he had an ankle injury, and so the fight, which should have happened, I think it was June, July time this year, was postponed until now. So pretty much a damn year later, the two of them are finally going to get it on. It's a competition between the boxer and the puncher. For me, Jermell Charlo is going to have to come in with some boxing this time around. He can't just go in there one track minded, just thinking about taking the guy out. You got to score points as well. Points make prizes. And if you don't score points at the end of the night, if it goes to points, if it goes to the cards, then you're stuffed. You're stuffed like a Christmas turkey. So, for me, Jermell Charlo's keys to victory is going to have to be simply to box. Mix the power shots in with your boxing, but you're going to have to box. You have to be a box puncher, but you cannot neglect your boxing just looking for that heavy shot. If you do that, it's going to be the same outcome again. And so it comes to my pick. And a lot of people are going with Harrison. I was cool with Harrison winning the first time around. A lot of people said, no, Charlo did it. I said, no, Harrison did it. But this time, my pick is going to be Charlo. Jermell Charlo. I'm picking Jermell Charlo for the victory. If he doesn't win, would I be shocked or surprised? No, I would not. Harrison has elevated himself now. He's champion. He's got to be hungry to keep the championship. But I fancy Charlo to be the one to come in with the modifications. And so I'm going to say Charlo via win. Okay, I'm not going to say points. I'm going to say late knockout for Charlo. There you go. I said it. Late knockout for Charlo. Do I really believe that? No, maybe TKO. Maybe TKO. Late stoppage. Okay, I'm going to have to go with late stoppage. It's against the grain. It's against the grain, but John D. Lee, what say you?
Well, my biggest concern is the amount of time Tony Harrison's had out of the ring.
Yeah. Because
it just... I think top-level boxers need to be boxing at least 3 times a year.
For real, for real.
Hasn't he had more or less 12 months out of the ring now?
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks shy of 12 months.
Well, for me, Tony Harrison's got all the attributes to beat Jermell Charlo. He's got a huge reach advantage for light middle or super welter, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
He's got a 3-inch reach advantage on him.
Significant.
And I mean, Jermell's a very big super welterweight.
Yeah.
He's 5'11.5".
Mm-hmm.
Tony Harrison's 6'1", and he's got like a 76.5-inch reach, which is massive for a 6'1" guy.
It's big.
And he can box.
Yes.
Jermell isn't the heavier-handed of the two Charlos. He was supposed to be the finesse boxer out of the two.
Yeah.
So I can see Jermell getting this, but that would be more due to ring rust on Harrison's part.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Harrison's firing on all cylinders, he should be able to box at a canter to a decision, really.
Yeah.
Because it's just a bad style matchup for someone who's used to being bigger, longer than all of his opposition.
Yeah.
Suddenly trying to have to close distance and cut off the ring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not the skill set he's ever going to have to use in that weight class, other than fighting Harrison.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I'm a bit. I'm going to go Tony Harrison on points, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went the other way.
Gotcha.
But
James,
to a lack of match fitness.
Yeah, lack of match fitness. James, I think you just dropped off. I think you was on. I just noticed you and you dropped off. Jump back in again. Let me put the link in the chat. People. Boom, boom, boom. Who said Junior in the building? No, Junior. All you do is you go into, for the super chats. I don't use super chats. All you do is you go into the description. Where the hell is the description box? Where the hell is the description box? This happens to me too frequently. I set the darn thing up, the description box full, and then you start up StreamYards, and then the description box disappears. But hold on. Open Sesame. Give me a second. You get wise to this nonsense. So I make a copy of the description box, and then in real time, I go into YouTube's back door, go back into the algorithms setup, and I go into this right now as we are live, and I put the damn description information back in the description box from whence it disappears too frequently when we go live. But I think if you check back now, if you go in, you will see, if you look at the description box now, you will see that it is fully loaded. I did that in real time. And for any donations, people, you just click the PayPal button. Click the PayPal thing. It's highlighted. That will take you straight to, I think you can do it on your phone or your computer. That will take you straight to PayPal. You make a small donation, and it's all good in the hood. So we don't use super chats over here. I think Google takes something like 30% of the super chats. So, you know, Pablo Diablo up in the building. Pablo Diablo up in the building. Where are we? There we go. There we go. Good to see you, Pablo Diablo. Yeah, it's an age thing. It's an age thing, Justin. It's an age thing. Yeah, we're going to have to get that sorted out. We're gonna have to get the age thing sorted out, Justin. So you're gonna have to just stay in the chat column. They got some legislation about kids on YouTube now. I don't want to fall foul to that, so I got to be careful. So yeah, you're gonna have to keep it in the chat, Justin. We're gonna have to see what the rules and regulations are for the time being, as I'm sure you know. James is in the building. How do you do, James?
Very good, very good. And how are you?
I'm very well. It's the 100th edition, my man. I don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't know. No, that's brilliant.
100th edition. I think we're actually past 100 episodes, but you know, I like milestones. I like targets. I like to set targets, and I like milestones. So even though we passed 100, we're celebrating the 100.
Now on to 1,000.
Well, on to 200. 200.
No, skip to 1,000 now.
I don't know if that's mathematically possible, but I shall endeavor. One step at a time. One step at a time. So Charlo, the Charlo thing. Are you gonna watch that fight? Are you interested in Charlo versus Harrison?
Probably, maybe. Depends. All depends on whether I get to. I'm going out that night, to be honest, or
I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's tomorrow. I'll be going out tomorrow. Am I going to cover the fight? Yeah, I think I'll do a video on the fight. Not going to be up all night with waiting for the main headliner on the card. Not going to be doing that. But do you? So it's Charlo versus Harrison. Do you have any feelings on that?
Charlo is going to win it.
Charlo, the winner. How do you think Charlo's going to do it? How's he going to do it?
By knockout.
KO. That's what I'm saying.
8 rounds.
8 rounds. Damn.
No, late round, shall I say? Like
Late.
10,
Late.
11,
Okay.
12. You're out.
Yeah, late. Yes. We have to mention. Thanks for jogging my memory, Philip Carl Roberts. Okay, so to summarize that section, we got 2 KOs. We got 2 going for KO. Why am I not visible? We've got 2 going for KOs. That's you and I, James, and John is going for. What did you say? You're going for the points? Points victory for Harrison.
Harrison on points.
Harrison on points. Harrison via points. So we're gonna see how that goes down. We got split of opinion, difference of opinion. Yes, Junior. Good to have you in the building. I'll be watching Harrison versus Charlo tomorrow as well. Rooting for Harrison. Yeah, I don't really have a dog in the race. Harrison's mouth is a little bit foul for my tastes. I don't really like people saying that the press conferences they're fire, and they kind of are. But Harrison, he doesn't have a classy. He's not very classy with his mouth. He's throwing out obscenities too frequently. I mean, that's all well and good. That's all well and good. But I mean, on the flip side of that, I mean, it's real. You can say that's real. That's real. That's real emotion. Yeah, not disputing that. But can you imagine watching Formula One, and then they go for the press conference after, and they're all F this, mother, F this, and this, what, it's just not classy, man. It's not classy. It's just not classy. I don't know who raised this guy, not in terms of his parents, but in terms of boxing. I don't know who raised this guy in terms of the boxing, the boxing etiquette. Listen, off here.
Trained.
Say that again.
He's not media trained.
Damn. That's dare I say that's an understatement? Dare I say that?
Slightly sarcastic.
Yeah, I know. But damn, the guy is. I don't understand how he doesn't understand that this ain't. Listen, I'm not no Mary Poppins. I'm not saying I expect other people to be, but you can express yourself without every sentence being laced with obscenity. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to get big? Yeah. Do you think that's the way forward? No. There's 2 sides of the business. Well, at least 2 sides. There's the in-ring business, which you have to take care of. That's probably the most important. But if you want to be a success commercially outside of the ring, then why the hell are you talking as if you're from the gutter? And even if you are from the gutter, there's no need to talk like that. So, Tony Harrison, I got a bit of an issue with the way he doesn't seem to have any regard for, some kind of gentlemanly conduct on the mic. Can we have some gentlemanly conduct on the mic, Tony Harrison? Is anybody else offended, or is everybody else cool? John Dealey.
Well, I agree with you in principle on this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But in America, they just seem to be pushing this bad attitude.
Yeah.
As if it's going to sell the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering whether it's got something to do with numbers dwindling in America.
Mm.
Because here, I mean, all right, Derek can get a bit racy sometimes, talking about how people have forgotten to put the Vaseline on.
Right.
But even when he's providing entertainment, a lot of it, he's not swearing and effing and blinding all the time, is he?
Exactly.
And Derek's probably one of the most in-your-face, aggressive of the British fighters.
Yeah.
But there's still a bit more wit involved.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even when he told Regis Prograis to pipe down, he said he'd squash him.
Yeah.
He didn't need to resort to swearing.
Exact a mundo. I agree with that. Yeah, that's the whole thing that I'm saying. You can express yourself. You can express any emotion you care to do so verbally without having to resort to just, foul mouth obscenity. That is my issue with Harrison. James, you got any issue with Harrison's mouth?
I think as much as their culture as anything, because if you watch like a lot of UFC, you see Conor McGregor or whatever, he just foul mouth just comes. You see other ones like that. I think it's a lot more of the culture. British culture is a lot more, a lot more not laid back, but
Civil.
more, civil type stuff, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
More like that. So, because if you a lot of their sports is like it, like NASCAR is really racy, you want to like proper in your face type stuff, and you have MLB, and that can get proper heightened at times.
Yeah.
So
I think gentlemanly conduct doesn't hurt. Be gentlemanly on the mic. This is a commercial game. There's commercial opportunities out there. And the way some of these guys, Tony Harrison being one that comes immediately to mind, the way some of these guys conduct themselves on the mic, it leaves a lot to be desired in terms of their enhancing their commercial value. It does nothing for his commercial values outside of the ring value, his potential endorsements, potential companies that may endorse him would be less inclined to do so because of his conduct on the mic.
I'd rather have the bad conduct on the mic rather than someone saying they'd rather kill someone. I think people get a lot more offended with like bad words like that.
Yeah.
Someone like Wilder says he's going to kill someone. I think that's
I don't think he helps himself either with that. I don't think he helps himself either. He hamstrings himself commercially with that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
Even the bomb squad, that hinders him. That hinders him commercially also. And before we go over to John, I just want to say thank you, Junior. Junior says, I listen a lot, so should give back, bro. That is much appreciated. When you hit that PayPal, when you go do that PayPal thing, I think it's just a one-hit link in the description box. Anybody feel free to touch that PayPal button, link in the description box, and I get notified straight to my phone. So make Rafi's phone jingle. Make it jingle. Okay. Okay, Junior.
Rafi's phone sound like Christmas.
Make Rafi's phone sing a song. Much appreciated, Junior. Over to you, John Dealey. You going to say something?
Yeah, the thing about trash talking for me, and he's definitely not my favorite fighter, but for me, the number one all-time trash talker's got to be Muhammad Ali. Never swore.
Yeah.
And you'll never find the bigger A side towards the end of his career.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he took trash talking to new levels.
Yeah.
Potentially really made it massive within boxing. Before that, I don't think there was a huge amount of trash talking going on.
No.
Muhammad Ali really rolled it out
in
his pursuit of Sonny Liston.
Cassius Clay.
Yeah. Going to extreme measures.
Yeah.
To trash talk Sonny Liston. And he carried it on all through his career. And I don't think he ever resorted to swearing once. No.
It's just not classy. It's not classy. And I'm not a prude. I'm not saying I'm walk around like Mary Poppins, but I think, there's a way to conduct yourself on the mic. There's people listening. There's people of different age groups listening. I'm from the old school. You don't go effing them blinding in front of ladies and children.
The other thing about what you're saying, though, Rafi, is at the height of his commercial powers, you couldn't find a bigger A-side or superstar than Muhammad Ali. And it's partly because even though he did loads of trash talking, you could play his trash talk in front of your grandmother without any problems.
There you go.
So your point about the Americans trying to do this trash talking now, but they're making themselves completely unacceptable to big business as a sort of ambassador of their products.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not everyone has to go the AJ squeaky clean route. I'm a fan of that route, but I've always been a fan of that route. That's one of the reasons why I like Joe Louis, because I mean, he was the originator of that type of approach.
Yeah, for real.
But whatever way you go, whichever route you want to go down, you don't need to make it so that your kids can't listen to it.
Well, that's exactly my point. You know, it's like with the music. It's like there was a time you could play your music in front of your kids, in front of your nan, and then shizzle changed. All of a sudden, it was a mother F this, a mother F that. It was, it's just obscenity laced. And I'm not playing that type of music in front of minors or seniors. There's a time and a place for every damn thing. And it's just what I would call ungentlemanly conduct. It's ungentlemanly conduct. Okay, now let me see. Is there anything else you want to add onto that, James?
Not really.
Okay, so I think we can move on. We've covered that. We talked about Charlo, Harrison. 2 were going for the Charlo knocking out Harrison, and 1 for Harrison winning on points. And before we move on, just let me have a look at a couple of these comments. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Feel free to smash the like button. Anybody who is not subscribed but enjoys the content, please hit that subscribe button. And of course, the PayPal button is there. Show appreciation that goes towards pay-per-views and equipment. Thank you in advance. Okay. Vincent Grant says, Raphael Dawkins, I think you have the wrong perception of Mr. Harrison. He really is a nice guy. Okay, let me address that right away. I don't not think that Harrison is a nice guy. I am inclined to believe he is a nice guy. So what I'm talking about is not whether he's a nice guy or not a nice guy. What I'm talking about is his conduct on the mic. It is unbecoming. It is ungentlemanly. First and foremost, those 2 that I just mentioned. And thirdly, from a commercial standpoint, he's hurting his own pocket. He's discouraging. He's discouraging any potential commercial suitors, people in the commercial sector who may wish to be associated with him. Once he opens his mouth the way he has been doing, they will quickly change their mind. They will have a quick and sudden and definite change of heart. He is hurting himself commercially. He's hurting himself commercially at the very least. Before that, it's ungentlemanly conduct. And after that, we got the commercial aspect. Okay, so Charlo will close his mouth tomorrow. We'll see. I don't really have a dog in the race. Yes, red gloved militant. Good to have you in here. It's been a while. Take care. Ali showed intelligence with his trash talk. Yeah, a lot of intelligence, absolutely, and class. Tiger Woods knew how to market himself in the early days, absolutely. But it's the women's, man. It's the women's, man. He couldn't handle the women's situation. Hard to handle the women's situation when you got tens of millions being paid for you for your services. You're bound to have women problems.
Rafi, you should have taken some mentoring off Michael Jordan on how to deal with that.
You should have done. I don't know nothing about Michael Jordan's protocol.
Nobody does, but I doubt very much he spent very many lonely nights when he didn't want to.
It's a good point you raised there, because I've never even crossed my mind. But that's a good point, because of course Magic Johnson took things to the outer limits. Came down with a very serious illness as a result of it. But Jordan, I never even crossed my mind about Jordan. I don't know about his protocol, his women's protocol. That's fascinating. I'll have to look into that at some point. I know about his gambling. But yeah, It never crossed my mind. That's fascinating. I'm about to do a little research project on that. Smash that like button. Yes, yes, yes. AOBZ said, I totally disagree. I love fights where there's bad blood. They can be gentle. You see, now there you go again, because you missed my point again. You missed my point again. You can have a bad blood, but conduct yourself in a gentlemanly manner while still having the bad blood. Look at Ali versus let's look at the godfather of all of this, the king of all of this. Let's look at Muhammad Ali. Yeah, Joe Frazier, years, decades after they fought, still had some bad feeling about the way Muhammad Ali basically toyed with him. Not in the ring, but out of the ring. Toyed with him. Lyrical annihilation. Lyrical annihilation. You see, even in that sentence, even in the sentence I just uttered, I found I was going to say a word which was highly inflammatory, and I changed it to something else. I changed what I was going to say to annihilation. They both begin with the same letter, but you see what I'm saying? Just a little bit of forethought. Just a little forethought into the words that you select can make so much of a difference. And so to you, AOBZ, what I'm saying is I'm not saying there shouldn't be bad blood. Hey, let the bad blood flow, but do it in such an intelligent manner. So you're not alienating people. I mean, I didn't listen to it. I don't like to see that that low class, low level type of form of communication. Yeah. And I know there's a large swathes of the populace, worldwide populace. This isn't a local thing. It's not a local pool hall. It's an international thing. International eyes on the sport. How do you think Tony Harrison's mouth makes the sport look? Makes it look gutterish. I was trying to avoid that word, but that is the word. It makes it look gutterish, in my humble opinion. I love fights where there's bad blood. There can be gentlemen. And there can be gentlemen during the bad blood, is what I'm saying, my friend. Don't forget to smash that like button. Woods he blew it big time. He blew it big time. Big time, Tiger Woods. When you got that money, there should be some kind of training course about how to handle the women's situation. As a young, healthy male with a lot of money. They should have some kind of college course or some open university course or something. They should have some kind of guidance and tutelage for these guys coming up, making that long Mo Nai. Making that long Mo Nai. Yes. This is the phone. Where am I? There we are. This is the phone. And where are we? And Junior has made it ring. On the 100th edition, Junior has smashed that PayPal button and made it ring. But I must have it on silent because I didn't hear it ring. Let me check. Is this thing on silent? I didn't hear it jingle. Yeah, there we go. Mucho appreciation. Mucho appreciation to Junior. Regular listener, also follows me on Twitter. Yeah. Excellente. That helps with the content, the PPVs. And at some point down the line, I'll be getting some upgrading equipment. That's down the line. In the meantime, contributions go towards the PPVs. So much appreciation to Junior. He made the phone ring on our 100th edition. The 100th edition, celebrating the 100th edition of Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio Boxing Talk with Rafi. And just before we move on to our next subject, AOBZ said each to their own, I guess. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I love trash talking in any form. Dillian Whyte to Chisora. This is a brutal sport, and fighters need animal mentality sometimes. But even Dillian Whyte can be a rude cat. But even he manages his trash talk so it can be played back in front of your nan, your gran, your kids. So it's, gonna dash Rafi. Undercard starting soon. Happy 100th. Yes, yes, yes. Philip Carl Roberts, much appreciated. Much appreciation goes to Junior. Philip Carl Roberts, AOBZ, Toby Bartlett, Marla. Everybody in the chat, don't worry, we haven't finished yet. We've got a few more topics to go. We got some hot ones. That I've kept till last. What's the time saying right now? Yeah. So maybe another half hour. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Time is of the essence. Let's go to the next topic. Okay, we're just going to touch these two briefly before we go to the big ones. Okay, so Daniel Dubois. Let me share the screen. Let me keep this thing moving. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Okay, so Daniel Dubois versus Kayotaro Fujimoto. So that's Daniel Dubois versus Kayotaro Fujimoto. Ready for fireworks in London. Okay, so Daniel Dubois is looking to put an exclamation point on a terrific 2019, entering his fifth fight of the year as he faces Japan's Kayotaro Fujimoto in a scheduled 12-round regional heavyweight title fight. Okay, so both were within their relative weight range. I don't even want to read that. Dubois emerged as a heavyweight to watch, having gone 4-0, 4 KOs in the last year, including the 5th-round stoppage of Nathan Gorman in their battle of unbeaten prospects this past July. Let me move on. Evening's chief support. Okay, I don't want to read that. No, not reading none of that. So let's just get into our predictions. What do we know about Fujimoto? Not a lot. Or do you know anything about this Kyoto Fujimoto, John?
His last opponent,
who
I think he's fought twice, is a fat Japanese former middleweight that he struggled with. So what I would say is I'm a bit concerned that Frank hasn't got the money to get the right development opponents for Daniel. It's becoming a worry because, all right, Richard Latte put up a decent fight and looked like he came in some decent shape.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a good boxer. Let's put it like that.
No.
I think he was a relatively hard, strong man.
Yeah.
And he gave Daniel a decent fight. And it was an entertaining fight. And it's really got what got me sold on Daniel.
Yes.
The Gorman fight was a good fight, but it was an in-house fight. Tete was just a joke.
Yeah.
I think Fujimoto is going to be another joke. And Daniel's, I'm really sold on his potential.
Yes.
So he needs the right opponents to develop himself properly.
He does.
So I think there's some sort of WBO title on the line for this that will put Daniel up the rankings.
Yeah, it could be the Intercontinental.
Yeah, I think you're right. So presumably that's the justification for it. But the trouble with someone like Daniel is you're going to have to pay the opponents over the odds because they haven't really got a lot to gain by fighting him at this point.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Frank's lacking.
Well, they could gain in the rankings.
Yeah, but that's the double-edged sword because you don't want to end up like Anthony Yard. You know, Anthony Yard's potentially got a lot of talent.
Yeah.
But he hadn't fought the right opposition to be getting in there and beating Sergei Kovalev.
I meant his opponents could get in the rankings.
Sorry?
I meant his opponents.
His opponents could. Yeah, but well, then you're talking about decent opposition, though, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't think he needs. He needs that in between.
Yeah.
People that are going to show him a different look, last more than a couple of rounds,
and not cost an arm and a leg.
Well, maybe you have to pay him half a leg.
Yeah. You have to pay him something
because I don't think he's ready. There's definitely no reason to be putting him in there with, say, someone like Joseph Parker.
No. He's in the intermediate phase.
Yeah,
stage.
So that's the trickiest phase to really get the money spot sweet, unless you like Eddie Hearn, who can just throw money at it.
Indeed. So we got that situation.
Prediction-wise, I think it'll be a first-round KO for Daniel.
First round KO. James, what say you? Dubois versus Fujimoto.
Yeah, well, I can get for this Fujimoto guy. He's fought this guy, Suhat Skalik. It's Kalalek or something like that. This guy's 5'7".
Yeah.
Heavyweight, so he must be extremely fat. Yeah, he could him. I don't know anything, and nothing about him, to be honest.
Yeah.
94th best heavyweight in the world. Not that bad, I guess. That's on Box Rec, but so he's at least top 100.
Yeah. He's in the top 100.
Apparently better than Kamil Sokolovsky. So
okay.
That's all I know.
Your prediction is, what did you say it was?
Prediction?
Yeah, for the fight.
My prediction is a second round knockout.
Did you say a first round knockout?
Yeah.
Damn, no messing around.
Yeah, I think Fujimoto's going to find a comfortable place to lie down on the floor as soon as it gets a bit hairy in there.
Okay, so we got round 1, we got round 2, and now I've got to pick a round. Round 1, round 2. He got Tete out in 1 round, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, let's go round 1. I hate to agree. I hate to agree on picks. We've already had round 1, we've had round 2, and I can't see Fujimoto going to round 3, so I have to agree with somebody. I'm going to say round 1. Round 1 destruction. Round 1 destruction. So there you have the picks. Take it easy, Raph. We'll speak soon, bro. Had a lot going on lately, and we'll sort that shizzle out. I haven't forgot. 2020 is the year. No, the shizzle we're talking about, I think I'm getting it sorted, bro. Pablo, the shizzle we're talking about, I think I've got it sorted, bro. I think I got it sorted down this end, bro. But I appreciate you kind of putting the idea in my head, putting the seed. You planted the seed, and I watered it, and it grew. It grew, and it's about to come to fruition. So thanks for cluing me up on that thing. Okay, so I prefer genuine hate. I prefer genuine hate to each other than a fury and a Wallin or a fate. Yeah, I see what you're saying. The genuine passion of the thing. Okay, AOBZ says fair point, Raf. I think he's referring to the conduct on the mic. Yeah, I think guys who don't conduct themselves right, they're only hurting themselves. Okay, let's get through a few more of these before we get on to the last biggies. Got a couple of big topics to see us out. I'm going to be out of here in half an hour, the latest. Trying to keep these things tighter. Not here for a long time, here for a good time. Where's Johnny? Oh, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. I totally forgot. Johnny. Oh, you mean Big Boys Boxing? Yeah, he's not here today. I don't know where he is. He hasn't signed the register. So David Mason. Somebody brought his name up, and I was about to address it, and I got distracted. So David Mason. You know, a lot of people are calling him the UK leader of the LDBC. David Mason, I like David Mason. You know, he came with it. He didn't play with it. But unfortunately, I received a message. It was in one of the videos that said David Mason. It was from David Mason. He said he thinks he's taking a break from boxing. I think he was sickened to his core when AJ beat Ruiz. We were having long back and forths. If I can find those, then we'll do another video section in one of the lives. Long back and forth with David Mason. David Mason implied that he felt I was being disingenuous in my belief that Anthony Joshua could beat Andy Ruiz. David Mason felt that I was not being genuine because Andy Ruiz is clearly, in David Mason's word, Andy Ruiz is clearly the better boxer. Clearly the better boxer. So you, Raphael Dawkins, are not being genuine. You are being disingenuous to think that Anthony Joshua could be a better boxer than Tyson, than Ruiz, than the Ruiz fella. Yes. I don't want to read out this person's name, but they've just made a donation, and the initials are RH. Just made a very nice donation via PayPal. Link in the description box on our 100th edition of Boxing Talk with Rafi. It's not the 100th edition. It's the 100th edition celebration. It's not the 100th edition. It's the 100th edition celebration because I missed the 100th edition. Missed it. When I did the count, kind of overshot it. Significantly overshot it. You know? But yeah, donations go towards pay-per-views. So when we got pay-per-views we want to see, then yeah, we've got the funds for it. We got the funding via you guys in the chat. So RH, I don't know who RH is. I'm not going to read your name because that's confidential. But RH, if you let me know in the chat who is RH. Oh. We have found the man, Buzz Lightyear. He's hit up the description box, hit the PayPal button in the description box. And it's these people, ladies and gentlemen, it's these people who allow us to have the Fight Companions on this channel because they support it. They hit the PayPal button and it's covered. We are covered. That is excellente. That is much appreciation. Number of ways to support the channel. First and foremost is to come to the channel. Secondly, hit that like button. Thirdly, hit that subscribe button. And if you've done all of those, then occasionally keep the thing funded, keep the pay-per-views coming, hit that PayPal button in the description box. It's much appreciated. Thank you. Later on, I'll do a roll call of all the people who have hit that PayPal button. They're the ones to thank for the pay-per-views, the Fight Companion. So much appreciation to those people. Much appreciation to all subscribers. Much appreciation to those who regularly hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's much appreciated. And also the share button. When you click the share, you hit the share button and you share it on your social media platforms. That also helps with the growth of the channel. And that's much appreciated. Much appreciated. Okay, let us go. Let me have a look through here. Okay, we got some predictions here. Dubois coming for a title. Where are we? Fujimoto is feeling red hot going in against Dubois. Cristiano Wu in the building. Okay. Cristiano Wu.
That is.
I had some difficulties with little bits of equipment earlier on. This damn pad, it doesn't. When I try to lower the volume on it, it takes an age. Okay, Dubois coming for a title. OBZ. Yeah. Triple D. Has a good future. Yes. I think Hearn would do a better job on the Triple D. Frank Warren ain't letting Triple D go nowhere. Nowhere. Triple D, very big prospect. Realistically, Dubois should be going into the next Olympics, but he's gone pro. He beat Gorman and Johnson already. He's young. Yeah. Round 2, says OBZ. Round 3 for Junior, just to be different. Excellente. Big Ant. Whyte said he'd slap Wilder when he sees him. David Mason. David Mason is obsessed. I said to David, don't get me wrong, I like David, but I also think he's slightly crazy. And I mean that in the nicest way. I said, David, I think you're a habitual complainer. I said to David Mason. He said, no, Rafi, no. I'm just being honest, and I don't think you are. But David, and the next day, I think Anthony Joshua beat Ruiz, outboxed him. The very thing that David Mason said Anthony Joshua could not do. Anthony Joshua did, and David Mason the very next day said that he's taking a break. He might be taking a break from YouTube and boxing. YouTube boxing and boxing in general.
Unfortunately,
say that again.
Unfortunately, David Mason made a lot of brash statements about how he was going to be here on the 8th.
Oh wow!
When Ruiz won,
wow!
I pointed out to him that I was taking the flack.
Yeah.
I took a lot of flack on your channel and many other channels.
Wow.
After AJ lost the first fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was very consistent in giving Andy Ruiz his praise because he signed to fight AJ when other people refused to do it.
Absolutely.
So whether there was anything wrong with AJ or not doesn't matter because AJ signed to fight. Yeah. So he signed to fight AJ and he got the belts, he got the money, and he got everything he deserved because he deserved to win.
Absolutely.
I was quite happy going on record with that. Unfortunately, David Mason hasn't been able to extend the same courtesy to Anthony Joshua or any of the people he ridiculed in the chat at the time.
That's a good point.
It's a bit disappointing, really.
So, actually, David Mason, I'll go further because I'm pretty sure you're listening. I'm confident you'll still be listening. David Mason, I find that it's slightly ungentlemanly of you not to come back after your very harsh words, very harsh sentiments. David Mason, I think it's only appropriate. Where we at? We're 79. This is the 79th edition. Okay, we'll be doing 80 on Monday. David Mason, I think it's fair and reasonable that you come on the 80th edition. It's a bit late now. It's a bit late in the day now. You can still come in now, but better still, you come in on the 80th edition and we have a discussion about it. If you can't get on via StreamYard, you can't get on via StreamYard, then by all means, but definitely be in the chat, because I think it's slightly ungentlemanly of you to have said the harsh words you said, to effectively say that anybody who thought Anthony Joshua could outbox Ruiz was being dishonest. You said that, David. You said you'd be here after the fight, and David, you did not keep your word. David Mason, I find that you've been a tad ungentlemanly. Nonetheless, that can be rectified. You can come on in on the 80th edition, Boxing Talk with Rafi, #80. And that will be on Monday. Today's Friday. That will be on Monday. I think the gentlemanly thing for you to do is to come on in and let's talk about it. If you can't get on StreamYards, in the chat. You know, I think that's the gentlemanly thing. David Mason, it's not too late to do the right thing. It ain't too late to do the right thing. It ain't too late to do the right thing, David Mason. Yeah, 100%. Bitter and twisted, David. Prove to people that you are not bitter and twisted. Prove to people that you are not bitter and twisted, because the way you've left it, David, it don't look good on you, my friend. It don't look good on you. Come back into the lion's den, David. You're a big enough man to do it. I believe you're a big enough man to come back in the lion's den, and we'll chop things up gentlemanly. You know you can rely on gentlemanly conduct over here on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, Boxing Talk with Rafi. Who is David Mason? I'll think about that for a while, and then if I remember, I'll refer you to in 80. Okay, remind me in 80 to refer you to the relevant Boxing Talk with Rafis, and you will see and get to know the man who goes by the name of David Mason. Some people claim him to be the ideal UK LDBC representative. That's the view. I like David personally, but I think he's been a tad ungentlemanly in not following through with his word. He said he would be here. He said Joshua was just a hyped up guy. Not even a, you know, I don't want to misquote him. So we'll leave it there and we'll chop it up. Hopefully I can bring some of the posts up, the messages up, and we can chop it up on Boxing Talk with Rafi 80. But listen, we got to get into the hot topics. And we don't have much time. I'm giving it 20 minutes. I'm giving it 20 minutes hot topic stuff. Let me just make sure I haven't missed anything before we go to the hot topic. I think we're just going to go to the hot topic. The hot topics are on my sheet. Just quick things, hot wings. Where are we? Okay. This is a hot one. So Frank Warren. Frank Warren said recently, I already made a video of it way back when, months ago, when Bob Arum said it first. But Frank Warren people were non-believing. I had a lot of David Masons not believing. A couple of months ago when I released the information that Bob Arum said that there was two fights. There was a new 2-fight deal. There's a new 2-fight deal for Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. So they were going to have a second fight and a third fight. And now Frank Warren has fleshed that out further still. He's fleshed it out and he said, not only is it a 2-fight deal, but the 2 fights will happen in 2020. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury will fight 2 times in 2020. Come rain, fall, whatever, sleet, whatever, snow, whatever. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury are fighting 2 times in 2020. Let me tell you my problem with that. Hot topics, folk. Hot topics. I need a soundboard. Should I press a button? Just says hot topic. So my problem with that is this. In 2020, Deontay Wilder does not fight Anthony Joshua, can't fight Anthony Joshua. In 2020, Deontay Wilder is unlikely to be fighting Dillian Whyte. Let me be more succinct. I can kill this in a couple of sentences. I can tell you my sentiments in a couple of sentences. The problem is, my friends, that I would rather see Deontay Wilder have one fight with Tyson Fury and one fight with the other guys he should be fighting, namely Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua. Those are the guys that Deontay Wilder should be focused on. But yet, instead, he's fighting Tyson Fury twice in 2020. How much do I really care? Finding out that they're going to fight twice, not just once, but twice. It's kind of made me care less about both of those prospective fights. I'm beginning to care less because this is looking to me a lot like a duck. Deontay Wilder is comfortable fighting Tyson Fury. It's very comfortable. Yes, Tyson Fury can pepper him up a little bit, but it's nothing that takes Deontay Wilder too far out of his comfort zone. He does take him out of his comfort zone. But it seems to me that Deontay Wilder was the more eager of the two to get this rematch on and popping. Deontay Wilder, in my opinion, is not fazed by Tyson Fury. He's not fazed by him. If he's fazed by a guy, he's not going to sign to fight him. We've seen that. I don't know how much, having heard about the second fight that they're going to fight 2 times in 2020, it's made me care less. I'll still be tuning in. I'll still be watching. It's still an important fight, but it has made me care less because it looks like a duck on the part of Deontay Wilder. Yet another duck. James.
Yep. I don't mind it at all, really. As much as as you would say, it's a dark line. I'm perfectly. I represent the other half, which is probably very happy it's going to happen like this. I think 2 fights against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury can stamp his authority and show that he's the best heavyweight. As much as Wilder should fight the other lot, but at least he is fighting the best, the top 3 at least. So let's see what happens. And I really do hope Tyson Fury gives him one, knocks him out, hopefully. But
who do you think is going to win the next fight?
Well, if we go off by what Tyson Fury said, and he said he was a 50% Tyson Fury when I fought him, 100% Tyson Fury, could have his number,
Who's got whose number? Whose number?
I think Wilder's going maybe to the canvas.
You think Tyson Fury's got Wilder's number?
I think, yep, exactly
that. Okay. Those sentiments, those feelings are probably exactly opposite to mine. Yeah. And that's what you get on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. You get the spectrum of thoughts and feelings. John D. Lee.
Well, if they do fight twice, I can see it having long-term benefits to the fight that I want to see. Because I think that they're going to be unsuccessful commercially.
Mm-hmm.
So I think by the end of the next year, Wilder's management will be ready to cash out on him.
I like it.
And also AJ's got to do his 2 mandatories anyway.
Yeah. AJ would have been unlikely to be able to fight them this year, but I hear what you're saying. Carry on.
Well, Eddie Hearn came out, and I don't know how realistic this is.
Mm-hmm.
Said, how good of a year would it be if AJ fought Pulev Usyk and then the winner of the Fury Wilder trilogies at the end of the next year, 2020? AJ's been on record about 3 times now saying he wants to fight 3 times next year.
3 times.
Yeah, which I think he's right. I just think boxers would be better for that level of activity anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really agree with James' standpoint on Tyson. I'm a bit concerned that Tyson's never going to get back to the level that he was when he fought Hammer and Vlad.
Yeah.
Nandrolone aside, what he did to himself in his layoff, I think will have an effect on him.
Yeah.
Potentially, we've started to see that decline in the Wallin fight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go. There's a channel that's predominantly a comedy channel that I don't listen to him. I don't think he even takes himself seriously. So I don't listen to his opinion for information. I listen to him purely for entertainment. But he's described Fury's legs as being completely degaled. He's done some slow motion footage of Tyson Fury in the WWE ring, where he doesn't look particularly fluid or agile. So we'll see. I mean, Fury doesn't entertain me. And to be honest, unless Wilder's actually thrown his right hand, he's pretty boring because he just stands there waiting. I think once you realise that there's nothing heavy coming back after Tyson Fury's feint,
yeah,
there's no reason to not just throw leather. I would be interested to see what they can do with him at the Kronk, though, because I don't hold the view that power's God-given at all. I think power can be generated through good technique.
Yeah.
And that's one thing the Kronk Gym was known for, is developing heavy-handed punchers like the Hitman.
Yeah.
Good example. I don't think they get enough credit for Vlad's right hand either. People that have been in the ring with both Vlad and Vitaly say that Vlad actually had the heavier hands.
Okay.
So Vitaly might have been the dog and the harder, nastier man, but when it actually comes down to pure power, Vlad's right hand was a more devastating punch. So maybe they can get Tyson throwing heavy punches.
Okay, so your feeling in a nutshell about Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fighting twice in 2020?
Hopefully it'll be a commercial disaster and they cash out on the winners and get to see the undisputed fight at the end of the year.
I would be happy with that. I'll be happy with that. So my views are exactly the exact opposite of James. That's what you get over here, folks. You get contrasting views. Exact opposite. I think it's terrible. I think it's absolutely terrible that Deontay Wilder is just wasting more time. He could be fighting somebody, another of the top 5, in the form of Dillian Whyte, who he's managed to avoid now for some considerable time, like 2 years. Got to be pushing on 2 years. Dillian Whyte's been number 1 ranked in the WBC. Buzz Lightyear says Cristiano Wu, this is the first link to David Mason's points why he hates AJ. Check out all his comments. Oh, that won't show up. The link that you've posted won't show up because links are blocked. Links are blocked in this chat, so it won't show up. I'll put it. It will be in the back room waiting my approval. So I'll put that in the first post when this gets published. When it's published, when it's uploaded. Uploaded is the term I'm looking for. So whatever link you put through, that will be in the back room waiting my approval. I'll copy and paste that and put that in the first post on this video when it's uploaded. So that's how that can work. Justin, there's some issues with kids on YouTube. There's some new rules coming in. We don't know what they are. We know that
I think it's basically about if your channel is deemed in any which way of being aimed towards kids.
Yeah.
they can shut you down, basically.
They can shut me down. They can shut me down, Justin. They can shut me down. So I can't risk that. The people would be very, very sad. James would be sad. You know, John Dealey would be sad. I would be sad. And you, the people, would be sad. So we can't have that, Justin. We can't have that. We're going to have to wait until this legislation comes out, understand the legislation before I can have you up in here. You know, you can type in your thoughts and what have you. But new legislation means we got to be careful. There's things going on. Fines are being meted out when this copper thing, I think it's called copper, something child, whatever. So I got to be careful over here. Nicole BT says Wilder needs to step it up and fight Whyte. 100%. So we're going to transpose from that into the Whyte thing. We're going to transport. So we've covered that topic now. I'm very much against it. The two fight thing, very, very much against it. Wilder, carry on.
So it's coming the power thing. I think, John said about power. And he said it's not God-given. Power is completely God-given because it's all about your leverage in your joints. It's how much leverage, and it's all about your fast twitch muscle fibers. And it's the opposite to that, where it's like Tyson Fury would have the muscle fibers of a person that could last a long time. That's why you can see that he was very unfit or whatever, and he last the whole time.
Wilder will go.
Wilder's got the power one, so he can it's like a high impact, low stamina type thing. He's got low output, but he's got a high impact, and his joints have lots of leverage, and that's why he can throw lots of power.
Those are the two opposing views. Power is God-given, says James. John says not necessarily. What do I say? I say I do have a very strong opinion on this, which I'm not going to go into because we come into the close of the show, and I want to bang out these hot joints, hot topics. I want to bang them out in the next few minutes. We're here for a good time, not a long time. And so I'm not going to give my opinion on the thing this time. If I remember, on the next show, we're going to chop that up even more. As a matter of fact, no. I'm going to go ahead. Next few minutes, we're going to chop this up. Dillian Whyte. Is Deontay Wilder, it's on the sheet, I want to touch it. Is Deontay Wilder shook of Dillian Whyte? Dillian Whyte says, well, you see the video. You see my video. Some of you haven't seen my video. I've done a video on Dillian Whyte's words. When I see him, referring to Wilder, when I see him, I'm going to bash him. I'm going to bash him. Wherever I see him, I'm going to bash him, and then I will be the champion. I will be the champion. When I see him, I'm going to bash him. And my question is Deontay Wilder, is he shook of Dillian Whyte? Because he don't want to fight the man for love, no money. He's avoiding the man, in my estimation. Dillian Whyte has been WBC #1 ranked for nigh on 2 darned years. 2 darned years. Dillian Whyte's been coming up to 2 years. Dillian Whyte's been the #1 ranked opponent for Deontay Wilder, and he don't want it. Deontay Wilder just don't seem to want it. Ruiz would smash Whyte. I don't understand the hype around Whyte. The man says Big Ant. The man has been #1 ranked in the WBC for nigh on 2 darned years. And your boy Deontay, and your boy Big Ant, your boy don't want it. Your boy Wilder don't want it. Chop, get into that real quick, James.
Yeah, I don't think it's as much Wilder's fault as it's more the WBC's fault, to be honest. 2 years. They meant to issue this as a mandatory fight. You're issuing it another year down the line isn't right. I don't think Wilder's probably right with what he's done, but he's comfortable with what he's at and where he's at right this current moment in time. Why push it out if he's just going to have to fight him in a couple of years' time anyway? That's probably why he's viewed it. It's WBC's fault. It's not really Wilder's fault. He's not really going to push it if everyone thinks that he's going to lose like we do, whatever. you know, he probably thinks the same. So why not get out your comfort zone? Just wait until WEC issue it.
So you think that Deontay Wilder thinks he'd lose to Whyte?
I think he'd have that in the back of his mind, because he's a boxer, he probably thinks he'd beat him. You know, if you don't think like a champion, you're not a champion, then are you? But he's probably got it in his back of his mind. It could unravel him, and he's never really fought anyone with lots of power like Dillian.
So to be clear, tell me if I'm wrong. What you're saying, James, is that Deontay Wilder feels that Dillian Whyte could knock him out. True or false?
I think that's true. Very much true.
Okay.
Dillian showed it, and that's it. Really.
Very, very candid, concise, and to the point in the last few minutes. John D. Lee.
Yeah. The longer it goes on, the more I think Wilder's actually shook of anyone with power.
Yeah.
Who's he fought who's had power? Like, I don't know if his last 30 fights before that, but
Rafi and I have been over that many times. He hasn't.
It's
that simple.
Yeah.
And we have seen him wobbled and hurt by people like Molina. Tyson Fury backed him up and made him think about a few things. He's been down by Harold Skonias. There's a potential that that he's a very fragile man.
they let chairs all isn't that good, you know?
I used to have this phrase I used to say to Rafi about this a lot. If you see a man with skinny legs, hit him.
He doesn't even have to do anything wrong. What is this? I want to get to this point. Tyson Fury. That's not the point I wanted to get to. Here we are. Ray Robinson fought Jake LaMotta 6 times. Wilder Fury 3 is not ridiculous, especially since the first match was called a draw. I think Wilder Fury 2 is fine. That's fine, even though that's been dragged out. I think that's been dragged out too long. I think Wilder Fury 2 is fine. But Wilder Fury 3 in the same year as Wilder Fury 2, when there are other guys in the top 5, namely Dillian Whyte. And potentially, if Joshua fights 3 times in 2020, which is his stated intention, Anthony Joshua. So, Deontay Wilder avoids fighting his number 1 mandatory, Dillian Whyte, pushing on nigh on 2 years. Avoids fighting, potentially, Anthony Joshua, unified champion. Avoids going for undisputed. And instead, fights Fury for a 3rd time in 2020. 2 fights in 2020. That to me smells like duck. That smells like duck feet. Smells like duck. 1 word answer. James.
Duck. Quack, quack.
John D. Lee.
Yeah, it's a duck.
I don't see how it's not a duck. Please tell me. Please, somebody in the chat, tell me how that is not a duck. It's got the fragrance of duck. It looks like a duck. It quacks like a duck. It waddles like a duck. How is that not a duck? Well, so Wilder will put Whyte to sleep until next Christmas. Damn, that's a full calendar year. I doubt it, my friend. It's possible. I doubt it. I think Wilder could equally get knocked out.
That's how long we got to wait, is 4 seasons, so...
We have to wait for 4 seasons for that.
Coming on 5, isn't it? Because I don't know if was it February? Is it February 2021? Is it?
Yeah.
That has been ordered, so they're pushing on nearly 5 seasons already.
Damn. Hell nah. He not losing. No sleep about Whyte. Looks like he's losing something. He's losing something because he looks like a duck. smells like a duck, quacks like a duck, walks like a duck. Are you gonna tell me that's not a duck? This is our last topic, and we've done it.
So at this point, Wilder's known for being a duck, don't he?
Say again.
I say at this point, Wilder's known for being a duck.
Well, at this point, Wilder has a reputation for being a duck.
Everyone knows.
I was trying to establish the name Deontay Wilder, but it didn't really take off.
Deontay, I've used it multiple times.
Yeah, I think I managed to get you. I was hoping to get it all over Twitter, but it didn't quite happen.
Deontay. I think I used it today. It ain't over. It ain't over. The quest is not over.
Let's keep going with it, Rafi.
Just keep rolling with it. It ain't over.
It's a duck squad.
Yeah, duck squad. Duck squad, flop squad. There's so many. I want Dillian Whyte to troll Wilder like Shannon.
To be honest, Rafi, I just want Dillian to go to the Fury Wilder fight.
Fury Wilder is going to be in over on the west coast, and Fury Wilder 2020. 22nd of February, prospectively. What's Dillian Whyte doing at that time?
He hasn't got a fight named yet. They're talking about him coming out in March.
February.
Povetkin versus Ruiz. If he fights Ruiz in America, they might be able to do something with that if Ruiz is up for it.
Ruiz in America. Hey, that would be a great fight. I'd like that. We would then have to see that. We then have an insight into Ruiz's pulling power, because he's got the Mexican. He's legendly got the Mexican crowd now. So we would. That would be interesting. That would be a good barometer. And
so
also,
do you know any pay-per-views he sold?
Who?
Do you know any pay-per-views that fight sold? Joshua Ruiz.
In the UK, 1.6.
So not in the UK, like Mexico and America.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that.
That's what I'd like to see, because as much as
it's on the zone though. It's on the zone over there though.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be a direct pay.
It's got to be like a YouTube.
But they got 200,000 subscribers. Increased subscribers by 200,000.
It's very muddy, those waters, because they've already got all the Canelo fans subscribed.
Ah.
So they've got a huge Mexican following on DAZN probably anyway.
Ah. But there was a significant increase nonetheless on top of that.
Yeah, there was a significant increase. But I would suspect that most Mexican fight fans in America have got DAZN.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be increasing though. I don't think they've reached anywhere near saturation point. So it's still increasing.
No, because that doesn't really include casual fans anyway.
How do you mean?
So I'm saying that I think most of the Mexican hardcore boxing fans in America,
already have it. But I'm saying that it's going to be increasing still.
Oh yeah, but that's casual fans, isn't it, as well?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. The hardcores have already got it now.
I just like to see the views. YouTube has a live view account. You can see how many videos you got, how many viewers you got. I'd like to see just the viewers they got on something like DAZN. If DAZN could release it or whatever. That'd be interesting.
It'd be interesting. Yeah, it's quite the waters are somewhat muddied. It's not a clear pay-per-view where you can see, bam, this amount of people bought it. I hear what you're saying, but anyway, we're closing. So, Christy, I know it's fascinating stuff. I know we could have gone long on this, but I don't want to go long. Man's got lives. Does Rafael or anyone else seriously think Whyte stands a chance against Wilder? Yes, I do. James, do you think Whyte stands a chance against Wilder?
I think that's a 60-40 fight.
In favor of?
Wilder.
So Whyte has got a 40% chance. John Dealey, do you think Whyte stands a chance against Wilder?
Yes, I do. I think Wilder is open to a left hand. Dillian's best punch is a left hook. I don't see why anybody thinks that Deontay Wilder cannot be knocked out. If you occupy his left hand, he can't land his right hand. That's been shown.
So, Dillian Whyte, do we believe it? Yes, we do believe it. 3 people believe it. At least three people in the universe believe it, and you can best believe it that many more believe it. Not just 3. Dillian Whyte can't possibly have fans. Dillian Whyte sells PPVs, so he does have fans. Whyte's only purpose is to distract everyone from. Really, he was put on Earth. Let me just put it back up here. Dillian Whyte was put on this Earth to distract people, everyone from Wilder AJ. Well, I tell you who's distracting people from Wilder AJ. It's Deontay Wilder himself. Deontay Wilder himself is distracting people from Wilder and AJ by fighting Tyson Fury, signed to fight Tyson Fury twice in one calendar year. Dodging the likes of Dillian Whyte, much less Anthony Joshua.
I'll go further. The sure way to lose to Deontay Wilder is fight Deontay Wilder on the outside. Dillian's not going to do that.
Right.
And Deontay Wilder's a slow starter. And Dillian's not a stationary target like Brazil.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 100%. 100%. Yes, Toby Bartlett says, yes, sorry, Justin. You're a great guy, and I respect and encourage you so much. But I had to remind Rafi so he could make up his own mind. I would do the same for you. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, absolutely. I think we all echo those sentiments, Justin. YouTube thing. This thing coming out in YouTube for people who don't know, they got some new protection thing, something that, every channel has to adhere to a list of rules and what have you. And, it's over the top stuff, but the intention is good. So, but the waters are very murky. So we have to get the rules out, read the rules, reread the rules, and find out exactly what is what. So, for example, for every video that's done now, every video that I make, including this one, there's a new button. There are two buttons, two options have appeared where you have to mark this is for children, this is intended for children, or this is not intended for children, one or the other. That never used to exist. So now that exists. So if somebody's got 1,000 videos on the channel, they've got to go to every single video and click either yay or nay. Or I think there's a button where you can click where everything goes no or whatever, and then whatever. So it's a lot of hocus pocus. People need to sit down, and myself included, and figure out what the hell is going on.
You should be quite good though, Rafi, because I don't think there's many children.
There's nothing on here for children. There's nothing on here for children.
You could always age restrict your stream.
Yeah, I think that has financial implications.
I don't know, but
yeah, I think
it's as long as you keep the kids out the lights, I think you should be good.
Yeah, I think I'll be good. Wilder can't take a good shot, and he knows it. I think that's the root of it, Nicole. I think that's the root of it. I think he fears. There's a fear.
Can Whyte take a shot though?
Sorry?
Can Whyte take a shot?
Yeah, we've seen him take multiple shots against We've seen him take multiple shots from Joshua. We've seen him take shots from Chisora, a known heavy hitter. You've seen him take shots from who else?
Oscar Rivas downed him though.
Oscar Rivas dropped him, but then he got back up.
I'll address that as well because I thought Dillian was too heavy going into that fight.
Yeah, not in the best condition.
No, and so if you not at your peak fitness, body shots are going to hurt you. And it was a body shot that put him down, wasn't it?
Last fight, he looked not his best at all, did he?
Yeah, well, I've been suffering a bit in circumstances, so I'm prepared to give him a pass on that. But before the Oscar Rivas fight, I was talking about the food baby he developed, and I'm not happy about it. Dillian needs to get into shape, but if he's in shape, I think he poses a lot of problems to everyone.
Absolutement. And AOBZ. Why can't Whyte have fans? Question mark. He talks good, puts fighters to sleep. What more do you want? Yeah. And to get even more deeper into that, he also sells pay-per-views. You gotta have fans to have pay-per-views. That's just common sense, Cristiano. Whyte has a punch.
I think Dillian's pay-per-view revenue is slightly superior to Deontay's pay-per-view revenue.
Probably, it's very genuine though. That's because Whyte is very, very genuine. You see, what you see from Whyte is what you get, really, isn't it?
What you see is what you get with Whyte, and it seems that Whyte's pay-per-views figures exceeds that of Deontay Wilder. And if that is so, I don't have the stats on that. I'll look it up at some point. If that is so, which I believe it to be, then that means that Wilder, you could be saying, well, how does Wilder have fans, Cristiano? You could flip that around.
So isn't the American pay-per-views are ridiculously expensive? They're like $70 a pay-per-view, aren't they?
They are ridiculously expensive.
Yeah. So even though Whyte probably gets more pay-per-view numbers, Wilder's probably still earning more.
No, I've accounted for that.
He didn't say pay-per-view numbers. He said
that's.
He used the keyword was what, John?
Revenue.
James, please, come on, James.
He's got all of his boxes checked.
he had his ducks in a row. Don't worry about that. Cristiano, Whyte has a puncher's chance because of his excellent left hook. But I'm backing Wilder against Whyte to win. Yeah, I think Wilder is the favorite to win that fight. But I want to see it. Because Whyte does have a puncher's chance. I agree fighting him twice in the same year isn't really called for Big Ant. And he's a LDBC guy, I believe. And he's over here and he's sharing his views and chopping it up right here on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Boxing Talk with Rafi. Share it on your social media. Share it on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Whyte will become a CTE victim. Damn, it's a bit harsh. So that's said Wild Soul.
I'd like Wild Soul to tell me how many of the top 10 boxers Deontay Wilder's actually put to sleep, because as far as I've got it down, it's 0.
You don't put Wilder don't put people to sleep. You see what Whyte did to Chisora? Damn, he put that man in a different dimension. If you watch that back on slow-mo, you'll actually see Chisora's soul leaving his body.
What's very key about that as well is very late in the fight as well. So it shows
late in the fight. So he carried his power. He carried his power late. Lala, I wish I could make some bets with y'all when this fight happens. Well, listen, we had another guy saying the same thing. David Mason said the same thing before the Joshua Ruiz fight, and we haven't seen him since. David Mason, do not desert us. Come back. Face the music, my friend, like a man. You have a broad back, and you can face the lashings, my friend. You can face the lashings. We will do it gentlemanly manner, of course. DJ Georgie Porgy always coming over to show support over there in the US of A of Puerto Rican descent. But he's over here. Taking time out of his day just to show support, just reminding you people to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, smash that bell icons for notifications. In his last fight, Whyte got hit with 40 straight rights. 40 in a row? You guys must want to see Whyte die. Cristiano Wu, please tell your boy Deontay, come up to the end of the show. Tell your boy Deontay Wilder. Oops, I've got a private message. Yeah, I explained that to you. You must have sent that earlier, Justin. Okay. So, well, what did it say? Well, I do hope Whyte fights Ruiz or Ortiz while Wilder fights Fury. Why don't you want your boy Wilder to fight Whyte? Why not? Why? Why is there fear in the USA of Whyte? Why is there Whyte fear in the US of A?
I'll tell you one thing for definite. There's no way the PBC are going to let Ortiz in with Wilder. I mean, with Dillian.
Yeah.
Ortiz in with Dillian and he smokes him. It's not going to look good, is it?
It's not going to be a good look. They're going to protect Ortiz. They don't want him around the UK guys. None of the UK guys. They don't want him around because if he gets shattered, if he gets splattered, if he gets his wig pushed back again. Anybody who hasn't seen that video, go check it out. There's a belief in some quarters that Luis Ortiz was wearing a hairpiece and I have a video where we see what appears to be the hairpiece flip back. Now, I'm not saying categorically. Damn. Where's the link?
So the guy is 55, so or 50.
I'm not saying categorically that. Where are we? I'm not saying categorically that the guy was wearing a hairpiece, but what I am saying categorically is you do see something flip back.
I've never seen a high top move like that before, Rafi.
I've never seen a high top move like that myself, and I used to rock the high top back in the Dizzy. I used to rock them. I used to rock them joints. I never seen it flip back like that. Link in the chat. Never seen it flip back like that. Where are we? Hold on. What did that say? He put them all to sleep. Even Fury went to sleep for 4 seconds. Oh, Cristiano Wu. Whyte was a walking kebab shop in his last fight, to be fair. That's very true. He's a walking kebab shop.
I'll categorically say if Whyte comes in against Deontay Wilder at 270 pounds, he loses.
Yeah. But I don't think he'll do that. He'll be up for it. He'll be up for the fight.
I don't think that'll happen either.
OBZ. He put Fury to sleep, and then Fury got up and rocked him. How does that work? Oh, man. Yeah, link in the chat. So what am I saying? We're coming close to the end of the show. Well, we are at the end of the show. I'm just reading the last few comments.
So what's that comment up there? That's a strange one.
That's which one? Oh.
The one, the Ortiz charity case.
Charity case, the LDBC begging everyone to fight him. Tell Ortiz to get a top 15. LDBC begging everyone. I don't know about that. I don't think they want people outside to fight him. It's not
the LDBC do that, but the PBC block it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the LDBC, the PBC, the LDBC don't want it either. I think that's smoke and mirrors. That's a bluff. They don't want to see him get shattered, and I don't want to see him get shattered. I do not. What? It's not that we don't want to see Wilder KO Whyte. It's we want to see Wilder and Fury settle once and for all. 2 times? You want to settle it 2 times? How many times can you settle something? EJ Boxing coming in at the end of the show.
The end of the show? Oh, that's a shame.
End of the show, bro.
What's going on, people?
Yeah, man. EJ Boxing. What's crack-a-lacking?
Crack-a-lacking, boy. Well, listen. It's been a busy week.
I've never heard you so clear.
Pardon?
I've never heard you so clear.
I know, like, you know, I think my computer reset. It was set on some other thing from another application I uploaded. Yeah. So my computer rebooted and reserved. So yeah, I mean, it sounds clear now. So it's like people don't even recognize my voice. It was like, hey,
what the hell's going on? You sound so clear. I've never heard you sound so clear.
Yeah. So it's always shh.
Yeah, man. It's like you're streaming from the bottom of a submarine.
But you know what? I'm happy that even me myself, I was like, oh, this is much better anyway. So
yeah,
it enhance your views. Yeah. So it's been a busy week here. Like I don't know if you saw the Next Gen yesterday. One of the guys that from my old gym was supposed to fight Malik.
Yeah,
he was supposed to fight on the show and he got pulled because apparently he had concussion. He was Anthony Joshua when he was at Finchley. One of his best friends. So Joshua and them got him on the card, but he got pulled. So unfortunately, he was upset about them things. And also, I was talking to one of the other guys who was with AJ's inner team, getting him ready for the Ruiz fight and stuff like that. And he was telling me about the game plan they thought out to get ready for Ruiz, and it wasn't all Ron McCracken. I don't know if you guys know that it wasn't all Ron McCracken who fought.
No, I never expected it to be Ron McCracken. I got the Angel Sanchez or whatever his name is.
Nah, not even him. Not even him. Right? AJ, he was one of the coaches. Remember, AJ said they had a few coaches. There was a coaches from England. Some really good high amateur coaches that he got from England, and they sat down and they devised the game plan. And they're kind of pissed though because they didn't get the recognition. But I said to them, did they get paid? They go, yeah. I goes, well then, if you got paid, then that's it. You know what I mean? You got the reward there. But I mean, when I was talking to Jonathan Banks and AJ wanted him to help him, AJ told him told him as well that, you know, if you want to train me, you could help out, but you couldn't be the name head trainer. And he said, well, I won't do it. I mean, remember that rumor where AJ was getting help from Klitschko? It wasn't Klitschko, it was Jonathan Banks, basically. And so, you know, that's how AJ is going to run it. You can come in and help him, but Rob McCracken obviously has to be with the amateurs up in Sheffield, and that's how it's going. But AJ now has a 24-hour coaches are going to be there at his aid anytime he calls them. They're there now, so which is it's going to be much better for him in terms of what it is. So I'm much happier for AJ going forward. He was on Sky Sports talking about racism in boxing, and also he was talking about his next opponents, which he wasn't too clear about, but we kind of know which opponent's going to be next. I say forget mandatories, right? Because you saw Kell Brook do his mandatories. I remember Kell Brook and Eddie Hearn was promising all these fighters, Marquez, all the fighters at the time, never happened. Thingy Bizier and Jojo Dan. I mean, sometimes how important are mandatories when really and truly unification or is there? So, you know, you have to look at your mirror and say, listen, you might lose to one of these guys here because it's, you know, it's just the way boxing is. So let's go straight for the massive fight. You can, Wilder or Fury. I think we'll have to see in the new year what decisions AJ is going to make. But
okay, sorry, what was you going to say?
No, end of the day, AJ's got some decisions to make, and whichever decision he makes, obviously us as the UK, we're happy that he's got his belts back, and we're gonna back him either way. You know, and in my opinion, I say to myself, listen, end of the day, boxing's a short thing, right? If you can get a great fight with a fight that you can generate money and it's great for the fans, then go and do it. And you know, you lock yourself. You know, obviously AJ's gonna lock himself into a rematch anyway. So, you know, the Wilder fight, Eddie Hearn's come out and said he doesn't mind 50-50 reportedly, and which I said, you know, it wasn't a big thing. We as a fan, we just want to see the best fights, and let's get it on and that. Stop all this diva. Let's diva. You know, like Boris Johnson says, let's get it done. Let's get it done, bro. Like stop all the diva and the divide.
I don't even watch the news, bro. I don't even watch the news. I just
okay, well, that's fine. Well, whoever
I just read the other day that Boris Johnson was the prime minister, bro.
Yeah. But all the different backwards and forth, we can stop all that and get a fight and get a 2-fight deal with whoever wins out of Fury and Wilder.
Okay, so you raised that. I forgot that was on my topic sheet. We're not gonna go into that now. Okay. All we're gonna do is I'm gonna go around the table and just a quick sentence, please, because that was on my topic sheet and I totally forgot. I never looked at my topic sheet because the show was full already. It was already action packed. But I will go around the table since it was on the topic sheet and it might be in the description box that I said I was going to talk about it. And I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty damn near 100% sure that it is. So it's only right that we talk about it, if only for a brief moment. John Daly, the 50-50. Eddie Hearn has come out and said AJ, because it's AJ who calls the shots over there. Unlike Deontay Wilder's situation. He gets told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, you know, when to exactly. But Anthony Joshua calls a shot in his operation, and he's the one who decides what the percentage is going to be. He has his advisors, and he may go with them, but he ultimately, you know, has the final say. Eddie Hearn is speculating that Anthony Joshua, just to get the damn thing, just to lure the jackal, the Alabama jackal, just to lure him in the ring. He might go. Anthony Joshua might acquiesce and go with 50-50 split. Give him money out of his pocket. John Daly, what say you in a nutshell? Because we close it.
Quickly, I don't care what the split is on the fight, but I think it was really stupid for Eddie Hearn to come out and start talking about what he's prepared to give.
Yeah, mad.
They're in negotiation. I don't know who's taught Eddie to negotiate.
Absolutely bloody mad. Carry on.
But what I understand when it comes down to negotiation is the art of negotiation is to get the other person to give their figure first. Yeah. And then you try and meet them in the middle. And if you have to give a figure, you give one that you don't really mean. That's low.
Yeah. Crazy. He said he's taking it to the hilt. James, where can he go from here? He's taking it to the hilt.
Yep, I think it's a next step forward. I think it's a joke that Wilder would get 50-50, but just want to see it get done, to be honest. So why not? Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. Let's get it on. I don't like it. I don't like 50-50. I like to pay a man what he's worth, especially if he's overpaid. That's coming out of my pocket. Me and Anthony Joshua's situation, that's coming out of my pocket. That's my pocket it's coming out of. Fairness in a fair world, you know, Wilder would not be getting 50-50. For him to get 50-50, Joshua is literally going to have to go in his pocket and give him some of his commercial value just to make another man feel emotionally safe and warm and cozy and snug. Is it my job to go around making another man, grown-ass man, feel snug, feel comfortable? My job to make him feel he's worth more than he actually is commercially? But I say no to all of that. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. However, I understand that to get the damn fight done, just to lure the jackal in the squared circle, that's what he's got to do. That's what he's got to do. You know the old Western saying, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. And if that's what it takes to lure him in, just so you can relieve him of his belt, relieve the bronzed jackal of his belt. That's what you got to do. And that's what you got to do. And ladies and gentlemen, we were joined very late by EJ Boxing. EJ Boxing, good to have you over here, my friend. You want to give your final words?
Yeah, I'd like to say Charles Martin wasn't worth $5 million, and they paid that, right? Beating Glashkov, and he never done nothing, no pay-per-views, nothing before. And all of a sudden, you know, Wilder has been put into that rack. He ain't done nothing, but Charles Martin got paid whole heap of money. And more or less, people would say he bought that. But I thought it was going to be a competitive fight. You know, I was around that time. And, you know, he's from America. He was saying, I'm like a god. I'm going to walk over you or something. Like, I'm a god.
I walk this earth like a god.
Yeah, I walk this. Yeah, that line and stuff like that. People remember that line and everything. You know, he got people talking like, you know, he's American, whatever. And Joshua thought of him.
The consensus view was that was going to be a competitive fight.
Yeah, exactly. And he got paid $5 million. Now, I'm saying, what I'm going back to the Wilder fight is that money wasn't a thing at the time. It was this AJ getting a title shot. Can he do it? Is he, because, you know, is he too young? Because I remember Glenn McCoy was saying, I think he's too early for AJ, you know, and subsequently, Glenn McCauley is no longer at Sky. You know, so anyone had contradiction opinions in Sky, they were vanquished. Jim Watt, Glenn McCory, anyone, right? And they put obviously people in who's more or less going to be agreeable. Not that's a bad thing, but that's how they're doing it, right? So consequently, he got $5 million, right? So now Eddie Hearn has proposed that he's a possibility that he's gonna give Wilder 50-50. And I'm like, yeah, as a fight fan, let's get it done. I don't really care. The money was never a thing to me about what people was worth, because Charles Martin was never worth $5 million. Yeah. And is Deontay worth 50 million off the split or whatever it is? Probably not. But I know that these guys are going to put their lives in the line, and possibly they're never going to be the same ever again. Is AJ going to be the same man he was before after what happened to him? And I know for a fact, yeah, and this is a fact, that AJ went into that Ruiz fight first night and he had concussion, right? I'm not going to say 100% that this, but this is what I've heard. He was 100% concussed in that fight. That's what the dad wanted to kill Eddie Hearn, and they didn't want him to fight. They didn't want him to fight that fight, and they said, listen. They forced him into the fight. They gave him every other reason why, and AJ wasn't 100%. And whatever happened. Yeah, you saw what happened in the rematch. AJ was completely, you know what I mean? It's just complete shutout. So you're thinking to yourself, boy, this Eddie Hearn and these guys are quite dangerous. And also that why the Sky numbers went up, right? Because everyone was thinking...
In a nutshell, though, EJ. In a nutshell.
Yeah, in a nutshell, let's get it done, right? I don't care about the split. Never did, never cared. I care about fights. When I sit back and watch boxing, like Vladimir and AJ and all the great fights before that, I sit and watch fights. I'm a fight fan. I'm not a belt fan. I'm not a money, not into the money of the pockets. I hope they get paid for what they're worth. But you know that these guys never going to be saying. So I say, get it done. Don't care how it's done. Let's get them in the ring and let's get a great fight. The winner out of Fury and Wilder. That's what I want to see. And hopefully AJ gets it done. Forget about the Manchuries. I don't care about Usyk. I don't care about Pulev. I don't care about Pulev. Let's get it done. In a nutshell.
Get it done. John D. Lee. Your final words, please.
Well done on 100, Rafi.
Yes, 100th edition, 100th edition. Thanks for reminding me about that. Excellent. Yes, thank you. And you carry on, John.
It's good to hear from EJ. I always like to hear his point of view.
Always.
EJ?
Yes, sir.
Check us at 10. It always starts at 10.
Yeah, come at 10. Come at 10.
I just, I was busy. I come on and I haven't been on Rafi show for a while. But
That's
boy,
true.
I thought, you know what? The year's coming to an end. And, obviously, John Dillian, you guys over here. So I thought I'll come over and give my 2 pence.
Much
Good to
appreciated.
hear from you, EJ. And James. James hasn't been on for a while. It's good to have you guys on.
Thanks. You're welcome.
100%. And so, yeah, it's been 100. It's been the 100th. James, your final words, please.
So long may the rain continue.
Long may the rain continue. 100%. Just received. Somebody smashed the PayPal button. I'm pretty sure this is. Oh, damn! It's Scott. It's Scotty. Or is it Scott 70? It's Scott 70. Damn! Excellent. I haven't even seen. Oh, there he is. There is Scott in the chat. Excellent. Much appreciated. And historical fact: Scott was the first person to make a donation via PayPal. In fact, it was his idea. I was thinking the same thing anyway, so it was our idea. But Scott kind of brought it to me, and that confirmed that my idea was good. And Scotty was the very first PayPal contributor, and that's fantastic. And I did say I was going to go through. It's the 100th edition. It's the 100th edition of the show, and it's only fitting and right that I show some appreciation in return for your appreciation. And the very first, you right there? You got a horse in there, James?
What's that? I thought I muted it. I
know, we just heard like a horse blowing into the mic.
I was playing my keyboard. It's like a duck between it. I haven't been in a while. I thought I'd be right, to be honest.
So, no problem. So, I said I would show my appreciation for your appreciation. And this is the list of the contributors from we've started this PayPal link in the description box, which goes towards the pay-per-views. And Scotty 70, very first man. A guy who's no longer with us. What was his name? Tommy something. Yeah, he was a contributor. James Sutherland, much thanks. PH, I'm sure that's Pablo Diablo. Scotty again. Shola Ibofin, much appreciation. D-Low, was it D-Bro? I'm seeing the real names here, and I'm trying to remember the avatar names, the YouTube names. D-Bro Williams, somebody B. Williams. Don't want to give the first name away. I think that could be Fireman. I think so. Pablo Diablo. Yeah. And what? Buzz Lightyear today. Andrew was AK. Don't want to say the name. And of course, Richard Hay. I think that's Buzz Lightyear and Scotty 70. All of the contributors over here. This is our 100th edition. We're growing. We're strong. And we got support. We got support. Excellent talking, boxing talk with Rafi. My appreciation goes out to all the panelists who have come through. From those at the beginning who are no longer with us. We had to part ways, came to a fork in the road. We had to go our separate ways and grow separately, independently. Good luck to all of those guys. Good luck. Farewell. And people who are present, still with us. Man like EJ Boxing always comes with a good contribution, his own perspective, own point of view. James comes in here and he just says what's on his mind.
Exactly.
Can't ask for more than that. Can't ask for more than that. Calls himself the super casual James up in the building representing. And of course, John D. Lee, very regular on the show. I call him the in-house talent. Always regular, always willing to add a little bit of info, throw a little bit of info there, throw some facts in there. It's good on the research. Man like Big Boys Boxing up in here on the regular. Much appreciation. Who else is a regular? AD, long-time subscriber. Met him when I was over there at TBV. Come a long way. It's awesome. Coming to the end of the year. Holiday season, Christmas season. Hoping people, good time for people to get with families, mend fences, build relationships. That's what life's about. Building relationships, following your pursuits, aiming, going for your aims and objectives, setting goals. Yeah, good relationships. I'm not going to do the roll call because there's been too many, but you know who you are. Matter of fact, I will do a roll call. It's AOBZ, the Cristiano Wu, the Scott 70. Who else we got? The lovely Nicole BT. Who else we got? We got the Marla, all the way from down there in New Zealand. We got Wild Soul, 88, USA guy. Welcome. DJ, Georgie, Porgy, US. Big Ant, US. Another US guy. Load of US guys over here. And ladies, always welcome. Buzz Lightyear, much appreciated. Who else we got? We got the Junior. Sorry, Junior was another contributor. Junior was the first contributor of the night. Junior, much appreciated. You know where that money's going? It's for the PVs. It's the Justin. Sorry, couldn't get you on, bro, but you know what's going down with the YouTube right about now. We're scrolling. It's the Pablo Diablo. And many. It's the Philip Carl Roberts. We got the Vincent Grant. And many more. It's been the 100th edition. Boxing Talk with Rafi. Thanks. Much appreciation goes out to all the listeners. Much appreciation goes out to the panelists, people who were kind enough to join me to add some spice to the thing. It's been a long goodbye, but it's not a goodbye, it's an au revoir. We will be back with Boxing Talk with Rafi 80 on Monday. We're going to be reviewing the fights, chopping it up. More panelists, more listeners, more subscribers. And what I can say to everybody listening in the present and in the future, smash that like button. Hit that subscribe icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Follow me on Twitter and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You have been in tune to Boxing Talk with Rafi 78, the special edition, 100th edition. It's Boxing Talk with Rafi. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And we are out. Blessed.